Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2025 Chevrolet Traverse. The 2025 Chevrolet Traverse is all new for 2025, and previous owners from the Traverse will sit in this one and say, wow, for sure. So the Traverse this time around has a brand new engine, and it's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine that produces 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers are really good for the class, and it's a lot of power out of this 2.5 turbo engine. So good development there from Chevrolet. The Traverse comes all-wheel drive standard. All the models are all-wheel drive. This engine is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, which so far is doing a pretty good job. So the Traverse sits in the mid-size SUV segment, and there are plenty of options there. Chevrolet has a really good spot on this segment because the Traverse is loved and it has been around for a long time, and the whole GM family has a lot of offerings in this segment too. So this is a strong product from Chevrolet historically, and with this new model I'm sure it will be the same. And because it's sitting in this class, competes with cars like the Nissan Pathfinder, the Mazda CX-90, the Kia Telluride, soon to be all new, and the Ford Explorer that has been recently refreshed or updated too. Safety features for the Chevrolet Traverse 2025, the standard, are things like enhanced automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian and bicyclist braking, intersection automatic emergency braking, rear cross traffic braking, reverse automatic braking, rear park assist, blind zone steering assist, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, following distance indicator, forward collision alert, and side bicyclist alert. It's pretty good for standard, and depending on the model or the packages, you can gain some extra safety features there. Fuel efficiency for the Traverse is 12.4 liters per 100 kilometers city and 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers highway, which is 19 mpg city and 24 mpg highway. Then we have the price. So the Traverse starts in Canada around 53,000 Canadian dollars. The top trim goes to around 69,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, the base price starts around 40,000 US dollars, and the top trim goes to around 54,000 US dollars. Those prices are without options. Chevrolet offer a few different trims for the Traverse, but you can still add packages and options on all of them, so watch out for your price. The interior of the 2025 Chevrolet Traverse is of course great. So the design language Chevrolet here is applying to most of the cars now, but of course this is a higher in the lineup there, so the materials are nice. It's really nice, and it's common from the family, but a little bit different for this unit, which I really appreciate. So the materials are all soft and nice and high quality and very nicely put together, and there is contrast stitching here in the dashboard, and this chrome trim and this reddish chrome shiny piece here is really nice looking. It's red, it's not for everyone, but that's how they separate their RS models from the rest, so you have other options in the lineup, and that's good. The support points are also good and comfortable and nicely, you know, the height is nice for chilling while driving. There are 2 memory seats here for 2 different drivers, and the power driver window is 1 touch up and down. The steering wheel is heated and wrapped in leather with contrast stitching, which is red, and it's thick and really nicely designed and nice in your hands. The seats are also leather. I think this is fake leather, but they are comfortable and they feel really high quality, and there is perforation, and then there is white contrast stitching and red contrast stitching, and these red accents too. It's a really nice looking seat, but it's also really comfortable, as I said, which is what I like the most about it. They are heated and ventilated. There is a wireless charging here for your phone, 2 cup holder, an extra cubby here, and a decent, very decent size center console with this extra tray for easy access to the most used stuff. And there is a second level here, shelf for extra storage as well, and the glove box is a pretty decent size as well. This portion here is with piano black, which I'm not crazy about, and this scratches and gets fingerprints and dust, and this is a high traffic area. That's my only part of the cabin that I'm not 100% sold with. So we have an 11 inches digital gauge cluster, and you can configure, have 3 or 4 different views here. It's clear, it's beautiful, it's high definition. This is a very good executed digital screen. And then we have a 17.7 inches digital unit here for your infotainment system, and the icons are huge and pretty well designed and easy to see and easy to reach. This is a great system, and the operating system in general from Chevrolet is really user friendly, so it's really great. And you have Google Map integration here, which I think is based on subscription, but you have it, and it's so easy to use and so clear and so responsive. And this is great because yes, there are other brands and cars that have Google Maps now and more, but it is here, which is good. And Google Maps is something that most people is used to, so this is a pretty super convenient feature to use, and you can split the screen to have some other information here. This unit is really nice. And then you have your air conditioning control here, which are in the screen, but there's no menu, so they are always there, and you can control your temperature, your heated and ventilated seats, and your fan speed, all here. But you also have redundant physical buttons for the air conditioning, which is perfect. So you can either go regular or go digital, whatever it is your preference. So, but it's good to have the option. This is really nice. So I fit behind myself based on my driving position, and I have plenty of space, and the seats can recline, and you can move the seat back and forth for convenience, and also to help the third row. The opening between the 2 captain chairs here is pretty wide, so it will be easier for kids to get in and out, or adults, to the third row. The third row, I also fit behind my sitting position here with that space. My knees are not touching, although the video may show that I'm not touching, but are obviously very close. But I still had space here to move that second row forward, so I will fit in my driving position, based on my driving position, in the second row, and then in the third row as well, so you can have truly full adult driving or riding comfort in this car at any time. That is really good. Also, the trunk with the third row up, it has a pretty decent amount of space, so you don't really have to take them down unless you have bigger items. And then when you take the third row down, it's a huge trunk, and when you take these 2 second row seats that you can fold flat, then you have a massive amount of space. This whole car is very well designed, the interior is great, the practicality is great. This is a winner 100%. So how is to drive the 2025 all-new Chevrolet Traverse? It is really nice. It is what is expected from Chevrolet. It's an improvement from the previous generation. This is a good product. So the cabin is really quiet, which makes the whole driving or daily driving pretty easy and nice, and even the highway driving too. So that's nice. The suspension is super compliant. If you're driving slow in city driving and bad roads, or you're driving mid-speed or high speed, it is soft, it is comfortable, it is not overly floaty, but it just separates yourself from the road in a good way. You know that I like to be connected to the road, but in this case, what it does is the car, you don't feel pretty much any of the imperfections from the road. And the whole mechanics are also, you don't hear anything either. So it is really well calibrated and designed, the suspension on this car, I find. This will be such a comfortable family car for sure. So the steering is also soft and nice and comfortable. By the way, the steering wheel is thick and nicely designed. It's really nice in your hands. So the steering again is pretty light, but there is quick response to it, and there is a little bit of weight on effort there, so you think that you feel the wheels here. I like it a lot. It's soft and comfortable, but there is still a level of, I wouldn't call it feedback, but a level of connection of the wheel with the steering wheel with the car wheels. So it's really nice. Like Chevrolet really have done an incredible job here with the steering, in my opinion, at least. The brakes are nice. This is a big and heavy car, and these brakes are performing no issues. They have the grab right away. They are progressive, and you can modulate the amount of pressure on the brakes nicely. I like it too. It's just you feel that you have brake power and brake control, especially. So I really like this. I have been driving a lot of electrified vehicles, so you know those brakes are different. It's so nice to feel this level of brakes of a normal car, and especially in this unit that are so very well calibrated. Really good. So visibility is good. The windows are big. I can see everything from the back mirror here. The side mirrors are on the average size, but I have perfect visibility. There is blind spot monitoring here, so that will help you. There is a 360 camera that will help you with parking too. The little window between the C and the D pillar is on the smaller side, so there is a big blind spot there, which is typically of this type of car anyway, but the window is small, so it doesn't help a lot. It does, but you know, it could be a little bit better. It's good, I think. The transmission is doing also a really good job. This is chilling, calibrated transmission, but it downshift quick enough, and it knows what you are asking the car to do and reacts to that accordingly. So I like it. It seems responsive enough, I would say, for the transmission. And it have to be a good transmission because this is powerful, but nevertheless 4-cylinder engine. So the transmission plays a huge role in this whole drivetrain and, you know, power combination thing. So it's good. I like it. And the brakes, oh my god, they are so good. Then there is the engine. The engine has a lot of power and torque, which of course is good and move this car without issue. I'm in an uphill right now and I'm going to downshift, so the transmission again doing a great job, and this car moves with no issues. It's not the best sounding engine out there, but the cabin is so quiet, and I think the people that buy this car is looking for practicality, family hauler, and relaxed driving, and all that is very well accomplished here. So it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I have driven all these cars from GM now. I think this is my favorite by a tiny margin, but I really like it. It's doing a good job. So in general, what do I think? I think this is a pretty competitive and very well developed and put together product from Chevrolet. It is competent. It does everything that it's supposed to be doing. It's, man, so quiet and comfortable. I couldn't ask more for this. And as I said at the beginning, people that is coming, I believe Chevrolet customers are loyal customers. So those customers coming back from a previous Traverse to this will be extremely happy. For around the same money, this elevates the experience and the ownership and the driving experience, everything, the daily experience from the previous generation to this car by a lot, by a big margin. So points to Chevrolet on that. This is a good car. The 2025 Chevrolet Traverse is a significant improvement compared to the previous generation, but most importantly, it's a strong competitor in its segment.